Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. The New York Knicks did it. Came out of that Washington Wizards game with a double-digit win. Good game. Good defensive game. Decent offensive game. And it was a game that we needed to get as we come back home to take on the Houston Rockets tomorrow night. The Knicks were able to leave Washington, D.C. with a good win, but also with an injured player as Mitchell Robinson broke his hand. So he's going to be out. Who knows how long that's going to be. He's got a fractured hand. So now Nerlens Noel and Taj Gibson, they got to step up. But let's talk about this game here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, the Washington Wizards were down their star player, Bradley Beal. And the Knicks took full advantage of it. The Washington Wizards were led by Russell Westbrook. He had 23 points, 10 assists, and 9 rebounds. Garrison Matthews, I don't even know who Garrison Matthews is, but he came in and put in a couple of good minutes. He had 14 points, no rebounds, 2 blocks. Rui Hachimura had 10 points, 5 rebounds. And then Troy Brown Jr., he had 10 points and 5 rebounds. Nobody else really did anything. Davis Bertans didn't do anything. Denny Advia, that's how they said it. He didn't do anything. All this talk about him being scorned or whatever because he didn't get drafted by the Knicks. Well, he didn't show that he wanted to be with the Knicks tonight because he did nothing. Nada. Zilch. I can't say zilch, but he had 8 points and 6 rebounds. As for the New York Knicks, they were led by Julius Randle, as usual. Julius Randle had 24 points tonight, 18 rebounds for Julius Randle. 18 rebounds, he was a monster on the boards. And he probably would have had more if he played, those last few minutes down the stretch of the game, but it was a blowout, so he didn't need to play. He also had 4 assists. He did have 4 turnovers, though. Mitchell Robinson, before he went out, he had 10 points and 14 rebounds in the first half, along with 2 steals, right? Mitchell Robinson was on his way to having maybe 20 points and 25 rebounds or something like that. 20 points and 22 rebounds or something like that. That might have been the first time that Mitchell Robinson has had those kind of numbers in the NBA. He was on his way to it tonight, but he suffered a fractured hand, and I'm not exactly sure which play he did it on. But he did it. We'll be awaiting news on Mitchell Robinson. RJ Barrett had 8 points. Elfrid Payton had 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. RJ Barrett also had 4 assists tonight, 3 rebounds. Now, Alec Burks didn't score tonight. It's 0 for 3 from the field, 0 for 2 from the three-point line. He didn't score at all. Derrick Rose had 14 points, 6 assists. He had 4 steals. He also had 3 rebounds. Emmanuel Quickley had 16 points. Nerlens Noel had to come in and start the second half. He had 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Taj Gibson gave us some good minutes tonight. Him and Derrick Rose isolated on one side of the court and went back to some old school Chicago basketball, playing just straight up pick and roll. Just a 2-man pick and roll game on one side of the floor, and they played it like they played it years ago. Like they never missed a beat. Obi Toppin gave us 8 points, 3 rebounds. You can see him and Derrick Rose are having a nice connection. And, people are talking about Derrick Rose becoming this starting point guard. I think we need to let Derrick Rose hang around with Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickley for a little while. See if he can help spur them guys along. You don't really need him for Emmanuel Quickley. Emmanuel Quickley already does his thing. But Obi Toppin might need Derrick Rose in that lineup to get him going, because Derrick Rose looks for Obi Toppin. He finds him cutting along the baseline. He sees when he has a man posted up in the paint on a fast break. And when Obi Toppin starts to recognize, and he might already recognize, that Derrick Rose is looking for him continuously, he's going to make even more of an effort to get open. And sooner or later, I think you're going to see Obi Toppin getting 12, 13, 14 points a game, because Derrick Rose is finding him in his sweet spots. So, nice win by the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get our guys in here and talk about this game. Because while we had a great win, of course, we suffered a loss, but it's a good win, a win that we needed. Right? We couldn't give this one away. There's no way, no two ways about it. We couldn't give this one away, and we pulled it out. Divine, talk to me, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, Sam. Salute to the chat, salute to the panel. Y'all hit them likes, man. Hit the thumbs up button for your boy NBK. I feel good, Sam. Like I predicted in the pregame, like we'll blow these cats out, man. Knicks legit, man. I'm trying to tell everybody these cats go hard every night, and I just think that Reggie Bullock, the way he did the Russell Westbrook in that first half, even though he was in foul trouble, he made him earn every point he got today. So big up to Reggie Bullock, Mitchell Robinson. Oh my goodness, man. He was about to do his thing, but he got injured. But Derrick Rose, though, man. He bringing a whole dynamic to this team, man. He got this team playing with more swag. They more bouncy. They more energetic. Derrick Rose is that mad spark plug for the Knicks, man. So yeah, but big win. Get ready for tomorrow. I'm glad that he took them cats out at the end of the game, and let the youngsters get in there because we got a game tomorrow. I'm a big up Tom Thibodeau and the New York Knicks, man. They did their thing tonight, and that's what I expected. I think they're going to do their thing, man. Go on this little quick run right quick. I'm really feeling like they can get these next 3 games, man, and go Knicks, bro.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, same thing like Devon said, this was a great win for us. I mean, this is a game that, we should have won, and we definitely dominated, pulled away in the second half. First half, we kind of played down to them a little bit, allowed them to kind of stay in the game. But second half, we just showed that we're a much superior team. And the Wizards are terrible. All the technical fouls and getting angry and all that stuff. You can just tell. They remind me of how the Knicks were a few years back. When nothing was going right and just everybody was in shambles. But, Knicks did their thing tonight. And, against a team like DC, this was the least is what the Knicks should have done. You know what I mean? They definitely could have won by a lot more. So, right. But I'm glad that we blew this team out.
Yeah. And you could see, when they got into the top of the fourth quarter, they basically gave up. And they were done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they were still, if you go on a little bit of a run, I think they were down 18 points or something. You go on a little bit of a run, you can get back in it. They just gave up. That doesn't bode well for this team. When you give up games like that, the way that they gave up, and all of a sudden it was just like easy bucket after easy bucket after easy bucket. After they played well for a good portion of the game, and then all of a sudden they just stopped because the lead got a little bit too big. That doesn't bode well for the team. They need to blow it up. Just blow it up. Give away all your pieces, including Bradley Beal. Just give them away. That's my advice to the Wizards.
I agree.
Just blow it up. You know what I mean? You're not getting nothing with what's going on there. You know what I mean? Nate, go ahead.
Great game. When it got to about 6 points in the third quarter, Thibodeau, I think he made a challenge call and he won it. But I'm pretty sure in the huddle when he was waiting on that challenge call, I'm pretty sure he said, "Hey, get your head out of your asses and start playing some defense," because that sure as hell was what happened. They came out and they put a lockdown on all the Wizards team, on the whole Wizards team, and of course Westbrook, like always, self-destructed. I love the guy. I think he's an amazing player, but he's not somebody I want on my team because he turns over the ball at a high rate. He's too aggressive at the hole, and if he just takes his time, he could have had some easy baskets. But he always has his balls to wall mentality to go, 100 miles per hour, and that's just what Westbrook is. But yeah, kudos to the Knicks. They played well. D Rose looked good, looked solid. I think he scored like 3 or 4 buckets in a row for the Knicks. The second team looks like it's got a boost now. Toppin's playing good. Burks is making some plays. Noel played well. Quickly. That second team now looks a lot better than it looked like before. And I credit D Rose on that because D Rose, just like I said, he knows what to do.
Yeah,
he knows either to help the players or make baskets, and that's what he does.
Yeah. And just to let you guys know, we sent Kev to Dallas. We put him on a plane. We sent him to Dallas, and he's on a mission. He's got one job. His only job is to kidnap Luka Doncic and put him somewhere for the remainder of the season. Once the season is over, listen, we're going to feed him. We're going to make sure he eats well. He's going to have a nice bed, nice pillow, all of that. He can get on the internet. He can do everything, but we're not going to let him out. We're not going to let him out. So then that way, you know, Dallas Mavericks, you know, they'll drop to the bottom of the standings and we can get their top draft pick. So that was his only job. That's all he had to do.
Failed.
Right? So he's in Dallas working on that mission right now. All right? Go ahead, Kev.
Yeah, I got about a good 4 hours because by 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, if I can't find him, I'm going back to my hotel.
You joking, America?
Right. He's joking, America. We're joking. Don't take it literally. It's a joke.
Yeah, please don't take me literally. I can't go to jail, man.
Because they might barge in your hotel room right now as we're watching live and say, "Oh, you're gonna do what?" and lock you up. You never get out of Dallas. We're joking, Dallas. Don't worry about it, Mark.
Hey, don't
Cuban.
worry. If it did happen, I'm sure everybody will chip in for my bail.
We'll chip in. You know, I'm pretty sure everybody is saying a bunch of super chats, and we'll bail you out.
Leave you right in jail with them Cowboy fans. You can stay right in jail with the
Oh man, tonight was a good win, man. Tonight was a good win. I expected it once I saw that the Bradley element was going to be out. I said, you got to take this game. I'm sorry. And you saw, what happened. And it's amazing how the Wizards paid Bertans, gave him $80 million and he didn't do nothing, for them. And matter of fact, that guy Matthew, I think, did more than what Bertans did the whole game. So that guy Matthews, I think he's going to be a really good player for them. But our fortitude is going to be tested with Robinson being out. I don't know for how many weeks he's going to be out, but that center position is going 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks.
Someone posted that in the chat. 2 weeks. I'm gonna check Twitter.
So 2 weeks. Okay.
Okay.
We'll see. The only thing that I saw from the Knicks PR, I don't know how we know it's 2 weeks. He doesn't get a final thing until tomorrow, so I'm not sure how they know it's 2 weeks. He got an X-ray tonight, and they revealed that it's a fracture, and then he'll get more testing done tomorrow. So I think we'll get. It could be 2 weeks.
Probably just estimating or something.
So we'll see.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that was his right. That was his right hand. He's a right-handed person, right?
Yeah, it's his right hand. Right hand.
So he's ambidextrous, I think.
Yeah, so it's gonna really, we're gonna be tested. But I have faith in Noel. Unlike our other predecessor on the panel who's not here yet, so we know who that is. And I got confidence in Taj as well. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if I would say shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if Tibbs puts Taj in the starting lineup. I wouldn't be surprised with that, just to save Noel. But it all depends. But it's going to be tested, and this is again another opportunity for these guys to really show who they are. I don't know if we'll see Knox anytime, with him with Mitch being out. Tibbs has some certain things to play with now, with Mitch being out and everything. So we'll see.
I think what might happen in that aspect is you're going to see, Taj Gibson is obviously going to play, but you might see Obi and Randall in together with Randall playing the small ball 5.
Right.
I think it'll be that, and if Randall is in with Obi, they're in together, then maybe you see Knox playing some of that 3, right? So that you can still have some length out there. Yeah. The issue is that Knox doesn't rebound, so that's still part of the issue. Right. You know what I mean? But that's that's a lineup that he can go to. I think we seen it earlier in the year. Right. So I think he knows that that's something that he can go to and can use. Prince?
Great win. Much like what we said today. I know it was a couple flaws in a couple places. A couple guys didn't have great games. But again, as we see with this Knicks team, they are a team that it could be anybody's night as long as Julius brings his A B game. And we get contribution from other guys. And the way Derrick Rose, I told you guys, the way he's got a bounce. We was, laughing about it before we came on and, I'm saying in the green room. And, I was saying when he knocked those 3 shots down, he hit one from the one corner, then he came back to the left side and hit one from that corner. And then he hit the shake and bake teardrop. And started talking to himself about how he was in his bag. I can see very soon, especially when, once we get into the thick of things, I think we would definitely see Derrick Rose in the starting lineup soon, because again, I think he just brings so much to our team. And even if he doesn't, put up 30 minutes, you can still, like I said, he can still start, steward the ship, still play with OB in, that second unit in the second quarter, and then, sit a little bit of the third, or most of the third, and, still finish in the fourth. So I really see Derrick Rose continuing to steward the ship for us. I told you guys that leadership, now we got a real leader. And, and then it's all about play. It ain't all about putting up 40. And, like how Josh was talking about, when we was talking about the whole alpha thing, that's the term, but the meaning was leader. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who can truly lead, you know what I'm saying? And again, now we got a guy who's been there, who's battled, who's seen, I wouldn't say seen it all, but you could say seen it all. You know what I'm saying? Been to the highest pinnacle of the NBA and then been to the lowest, shopped around.
Detroit.
Yeah, dang. Oh, and it is low out there. It is low out there. Sorry to my Detroit people, but hey, but again, tonight showed us that, again, we got a lot of room to grow. The team really enjoys each other. I could tell it don't seem like it's no egos, especially, once we can get a couple guys out of here, we ain't even worry about that ego. But I mean, I don't see that as being an issue. But again, this was a really, really good win for us. We needed this one. Who we got next? We got the Rockets. So again, we needed this one. And again, I think it's going to really put us in a good foothold for the next, like I said, 10 games. I think this really starts us on a good marching path.
Yeah. You can see I have it up on the screen for you, ladies and gentlemen. X-rays revealed that Mitchell Robinson fractured his right hand. He will be reevaluated tomorrow when they get back to New York. So clearly Mitchell Robinson is not going to be playing against the Houston Rockets. And now it's all about figuring out the lineups, figuring out I think Tom Thibodeau knows the lineups. He gets a chance to see what Noel can do as a starter. I think he probably knows what Noel can do as a starter. Taj Gibson is now really proven to be an excellent pickup for the Knicks. If not, we would have been dealing with what's his name as our backup center, and that would have been disastrous. Right? That would have been really disastrous. So, Taj Gibson's role is about to pick up big time.
Big time.
Pick up big time. Now, we're going to really miss Mitchell Robinson's length out there for a couple of weeks, but I think we should be okay. Right? Because Nerlens Noel has been playing good defense. He has bricks for hands. He can't catch the basketball, but he can block a shot. He can rotate out on guards a little bit. So I think we should be good in that aspect. But again, Mitchell Robinson, he's got a right hand fracture. He's going to be reevaluated tomorrow when they get back to New York, and then I guess we'll figure out what some time frames are. If Mitchell Robinson is going to be out for a period of time, what are you doing? Are you looking for a third player to bring in, Divine? Or a third center if Mitchell Robinson is going to be out for a period?
Either that or go bring. I don't know if they got anybody in the Dream League for temporarily, but I think Mitchell Robinson will probably be out till let's say the All-Star break. You know what I mean? Which is fine. We got a good homestand, so we're not like we're gonna be in a bad situation because we got this good homestand. And I think Nerlens Noel can give us what he give us, but not in certain areas he can. But definitely he could. That defense, he could hold us down at top and get us in the whole Noel down in the second unit. So I think we good. But if we do, I don't know who's out there. What we would do, unless we would go into G League. But if he's just gonna be temporarily, maybe what's the cat named Patton or whatever, just to put his body on the bench. He might not even got to play really, but just in case he might get in foul trouble, you can always throw him in there. But yeah, I don't know if they would just go make a roster move when they, like you said, they could do Taj and Noel and Obi and Randall if need be. You know what I mean? So that's a good one, but I don't think they're gonna make a move unless they just just set tight for a minute for the next couple of weeks.
Right. I mean, they got two guys. But just in case somebody else gets hurt, then you need a third guy. I guess they would probably wait until then. Brooklyn Belly said, go get Mo Bamba. I like Mo Bamba, man.
Well, I wouldn't mind that.
I really like Mo Bamba.
Me too.
You know what I mean? I'd let go of Ignaz Brazdeikis to bring in Mo Bamba. I really would. I like Mo Bamba. He can handle the ball a little bit. He can shoot the three. He's not getting a lot of playing time, but I like Mo Bamba.
Sam, I don't think the Knicks do anything. I think they stay put. But I am going to say I think we will miss Mitchell Robinson when he's gone. I really do think so. I really do. I think, with his athleticism, his ability to grab offensive rebounds, he's been doing that a lot. Tonight he was doing basically whatever he wanted to do on the glass. He was grabbing everything that was there. You know what I'm saying? And he's been doing that for the most part this season. Except when we face those bigger, type of bigs. But I think we're really going to miss him. At the same time, I don't see the Knicks going out making a move. They're just going to stay put, stay with Taj and stay with Noel and see what they give us. And expect Kevin Knox to get some minutes too. He's going to get back in the rotation for sure.
Yeah, he's going to have to get back in the rotation because they're going to. I believe that they'll probably play some small ball five every now and again since Nerlens Noel is out. Mitchell Robinson is out. And I don't think they make a move either unless one of those guys gets hurt. Then they'll be forced to make a move. You know what I'm saying? Especially if Noel gets hurt, they probably don't want to start Taj. Because Taj, he's only going to be able to play so many minutes. But I don't mind more minutes for Taj, though, to be honest with you, because I like his pick and roll defense. He's not a shot blocker, but I like his pick and roll defense.
He played well today.
I like his ability to play up. You've seen him play off the pick and roll with Derrick Rose. I like his ability to shoot the mid-range shot. So he's going to bring some things himself to the game that I think will benefit this team. But, of course, we're going to miss Mitchell Robinson's length and ability to change shots. And then having two guys. You have Mitchell Robinson in the starting lineup that can affect shots. And then you have Nerlens Noel that comes in and he can change shots. Both of those guys are in the top 10 in shot blocking. That changes our defense a little bit, I think. I definitely think it does. So we will see.
Well, our guards need to be more. Our guards need to be on their P's and Q's now that they don't have a really protector all the time.
To be honest with you, they kind of have. They kind of have. If Mitchell Robinson is blocking.
Well, continue to do that.
He's blocking one shot per game, right? A little bit more than one shot per game.
But he alters a lot of shots too.
But what I'm saying is, like in the years past, he was at 2.5 shots. Blocking those shots per game. The reason why he's blocking less shots is because there's less guys getting to the rim. You know what I'm saying?
Sam, I don't think it's a defensive. I think we're going to miss Mitchell Robinson defensively, but I think it's more of an offensive issue. And it's because that lob is basically gone. We don't have that lob anymore. And if we don't have the lob, then it's a pass to Nerlens Noel, but he can't catch. So I think offensively is going to be a bigger issue for the Knicks rather than defensively. Obviously we're going to miss his ability to block, to alter shots and block shots, but offensive
rebounding.
Yeah, and offensive rebounding. I think on the offensive glass and offensive, on the offensive end, that's where we're really going to miss Mitch.
Yeah.
Well, that's just everybody that they have to crash the boards because you had that security blanket in Mitchell Robinson, and now that he's gone, everybody's going to have to crash the board to fill in to secure that rebound.
Well, that's not Thibodeau's style. Thibodeau likes his guards back. He likes to protect against the fast break. So they don't crash the boards anyway. I just think, Nerlens Noel and Todd Gibson are going to have to step up. I don't think they're going to replicate what Mitchell Robinson can give us as far as the lob is concerned. Defensively, I think we'll be fine. But on the offensive end, I think it's going to be an issue, especially if our guards are not making shots and our guards are not penetrating and all of that.
Right. And that's why. Go ahead, Nate. Well,
I was just going to say, I actually think that, I know Taj Gibson's old, but I mean, you watched him tonight, man. I mean, he had a dunk. I mean, he scored. I think he scored in the paint. Like, he's probably the one center we have that can actually score inside or can body up somebody. And I actually think that we'll see more Taj Gibson, because for some reason, Nerlens Noel gets in foul trouble very easily.
Right.
He gets really stupid fouls. And I can see Taj Gibson really playing a lot more in this situation as Mitch is out.
Well, but what you got to recognize with Taj, though, is that, after a certain amount of minutes, you're going to get diminishing returns from Taj Gibson because he's older.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So he's not going to be able to play at this super high level for 25, 30 minutes a game. You know what I mean? So that's where it comes in with Taj. I do think that Nerlens Noel, I've seen him. We've all seen him. He can't sky. He's not as vertical as Mitchell Robinson, but, he can catch a oop from time to time. We've seen him and Emmanuel quickly be successful on catching oop. Obviously, he's missed some of them. That's come his way. He's fumbled it out of bounds or whatever it is. So, but I do agree. I think it's definitely going to affect the offense too, because with Mitchell Robinson skying, it draws the defense in because they got to stop that, and now your outside is open. So we'll see what it looks like. You know what I mean?
Well, Sam,
go ahead. Yep.
Yeah, real quick. The reason why I say for Taj, they might look to see Taj starting is because now you literally have three guys in Randall and RJ and now Taj who can actually score for us instead of it being just only two in RJ and Randall. Now you have three legit guys who are threats out there, and I'll throw Peyton in there, but he I was gonna say he's inconsistent and everything, but we already know what Peyton gives you. But as far as actually making shots, those three can actually do that now. So that's why I was saying putting Taj in there at the starting center.
Another thing too to consider is that this might give Randall a boost in scoring, because now they're going to play more through Randall inside since Mitch is not going to be there. And I could actually see Randall really upping his scoring output and attempts when Mitch is out, because now they know that they really don't have any interior guy that can score other than Randall.
Exactly. And also with Taj, now when someone drives in and passes it to the center in Taj, he's going to make the shot. He's more he has a better chance of making shots than the other two did.
I don't know about that. Mitchell Robinson led the league in field goal percentage at one point. I don't know about that.
Well, that's because they were dunks. I think he's talking about the mid-range shot.
Oh, the jump. Okay, yeah, absolutely.
He's talking about the mid-range.
Well, no. It wasn't bad. How many times have they've driven to the either Peyton or whoever have driven to the basket and they want to give it off to either Mitch or Noel, and they fumbled the ball.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know if they're going to change what they're doing that much. The only thing I think they might change is when Taj is in the game, they allow him to play at that pinch post and pass off the pinch post because he's good at doing that. And Tom Thibodeau's done it with Taj in the past. I think you see that because Taj is going to be getting more minutes. But I think they're going to keep the same style of basketball that they have because Nerlens Noel, he's not gonna get as vertical as Mitch, but he can catch a oop every now and then. You know, so and if they don't squeeze, then he'll get a couple of them. Then they'll start to squeeze. So I guess we'll see, you know, how it looks without Mitch in there for a little while. I'm hoping that it's not long. Normally, if you think about a fractured hand, it's going to be about 3 weeks. So if he's going to be out 3 weeks, hopefully he comes back after the All-Star break and he's healthy and ready to go.
Yeah, it's different from a leg, where if you have a leg injury, that could keep you out for a while, right?
Yeah. So one thing I want to say about Derrick Rose's game, you know, just watching how he plays so different. Not that it's worse, because I think if Derrick Rose got 30 minutes a game, he could still average 20 points a game easy, in my opinion. 20 to 22 points a game easy, I think. If he was able to play 30 to 35 minutes a game, I don't think he'd, you know, take a dip in his production on that standpoint. Right now, he can't play those amount of minutes, so, you know, his production is at 14 points per game. But he takes his time so much more now, right? You know, he's actually getting the ball. He surveys the floor, takes his time. He's very smooth. He's not in a rush. He doesn't let the defense dictate what he's going to do. He dictates what he's going to do and makes the defense react to him. Very, very smooth, very together. And that's even from his first stint in New York with us. He still played kind of with that reckless abandon type of game. Now it's just much more smooth. You know, and he's much more heady, much more smart, and you can see it. And, you know, coming down the stretch of games, it's going to be such a big help for us out there when he's able to, you know, be smooth and be relaxed. And, you know, you got a guy that can go off the dribble and go ahead and get you a bucket off the dribble, a guard that can get you a bucket off the dribble, right? But we got to, you know, we need RJ to bounce back. Right, we need RJ to bounce back. He wasn't needed as much tonight, but he struggled, especially in the first half. But we're gonna need him against Houston. You know, we're gonna need him to bounce back against Houston. The good thing about Derrick Rose, though, is it does take some of the pressure off of RJ to be that guy every single night, because you know you got a guy in Derrick Rose that can come in and, you know, play some good strong minutes. The problem is, if you need him to go 37, you're not going to ask Derrick Rose to go 37, right? So you still need a guy that can go 37 minutes if RJ is not able to go 37 minutes and give you production. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Nate.
Going back to the last show we had, you said something about how they only wanted to play 25 minutes. Was that actually stated, or is that just kind of what we're estimating just because of his age and the knee problems he's had? Like, if they actually came out and said that they want around 25 minutes, I was just curious.
Now, that was the Pistons.
That seems to be thrown around a lot.
That was the Pistons. The Pistons, you know, the Pistons only wanted him to play about 23 minutes a game. They felt after 23 minutes a game, his production started to dip. And I'm thinking that it's going to be the same with Tom Thibodeau. You know, about 23 minutes a game, because, you know, you want to preserve his career and you want to be able to keep him so that when you get down the stretch of games and when you get down to the stretch of the season, he's able to be productive for you. You know what I mean? And you don't want, you know, everybody knows about his knee issues. You know, so, you know, I think that's what that is. You know, looking at the numbers, percentages, numbers, and all that good stuff behind the game tonight. Of course, the New York Knicks outscored the Washington Wizards 109-91. The Washington Wizards are a team that came into this game averaging about 116 points per game. The Knicks were actually able to keep them about 15 points below their season's average. All right, the Knicks scored 109 points, so that's good scoring from the Knicks tonight. Of course, the Wizards are one of the worst defensive teams in the league. The Knicks had 65 rebounds tonight. That's behind 15 from Randall, 18 from Randall, or whatever it was, and 14 from Mitch. And that 14 was at halftime. The Knicks had 22 assists, 20 assists for the Wizards, although in the first half, I didn't like the way the Knicks felt like in the first half the Knicks were playing a lot of one-on-one basketball. And, you know, I just don't feel like this team has a ton of success when they're only playing one-on-one. It's not about them getting a whole bunch of assists, But when the ball is moving and it's popping back and forth, they're doing a little handoff and this and that, and they get the defense rotating, they do a better job scoring the basketball. The Knicks got 11 steals tonight. The Wizards only got 5. 4 blocks for the Knicks, 5 for the Wizards. The Knicks only had 11 turnovers. The Wizards had 14. The Knicks shot 45% from the field. They only shot 25% from 3. They shot 68% from the free throw line. The Wizards were worse. They shot 38% from the field, 26.5% from 3. They shot 70% from the free throw line. The Knicks outscored the Wizards in the paint 58-42. The Knicks had 24 second chance points. A lot of that's due to Mitchell Robinson. I think maybe, he had 10 points. 6 to 8 of them were second chance points maybe. And then the Knicks had 11 fast break points to the Washington Wizards had 15 fast break points.
You're getting better at the fast break.
I mean, we get better when we get steals. You know what I'm saying? If we can get steals, we'll get better in the fast break department. And, right now we don't get a lot of steals. We play good defense, but we don't get a lot of steals. And
we play the lanes well too.
We do. We're starting to play the lanes better. I'm seeing guys like really jump up into the lanes and try to, make it a tough pass. I'd like to see the Knicks get more deflections. I talked about that before. The Knicks still only went to the line tonight. They went to the line 22 times. All right, it's a little bit better than they did against Miami the last game. The last game they went to the line 16 times against Miami. They shot 15 for 22 from the free throw line. The Wizards went to the line 20 times. They shot 14 for 20 from the line. So it's a good win by the Knicks tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Very good win by the Knicks, but putting a damper on the win is that Mitchell Robinson has suffered a fracture to his right hand. X-rays revealed that he has a fracture in his right hand, and he'll be reevaluated tomorrow when they get back to New York. And I guess we'll figure out, or we'll learn then, what the time frame is for Mitchell Robinson.
Hey, Sim, that doesn't need surgery, right?
I don't think it needs surgery. I don't think it needs surgery. It's probably like a hairline fracture. Yeah. It's probably like a hairline fracture. So, they'll cast it up, and then that hairline fracture will heal on its own. As long as he takes care of it and doesn't do anything crazy, it'll heal on its own. So it shouldn't need surgery.
Did it get catch up in the screen? Is that what happened?
I have no idea.
It came down on Julius Randle's head.
Right. It came down
and hit Julius Randle somewhere on his body.
Okay.
I think they showed on
Julius Randle.
Yep.
Friendly fire.
Julius Randle, man's got some strong body.
Hey, everybody out there in NBK land, hey, smash that like button, man. The Podfather is on right now, and he deserves y'all respect. I just say that.
Get it up.
So I need to formulate an opinion right now, because I see people in the chat just going crazy about RJ's bad game. And, look, I mean, RJ Barrett will get better. He's going to get better. It's just a bad game. He's had a lot of those, but I feel like RJ Barrett is coming along well. But I need to formulate this opinion, because this has been really irking me the last few games. And I'm not even talking about the missed shot he had at the end of the game. When people talk about building around RJ, I have a problem with that, building around RJ. To me, I feel like any team that wants to be successful needs to build around a guy that makes other people better. And I feel like that part of RJ's game we have not seen yet, right? I feel like RJ as a complementary piece to add with someone that we need to build around, I feel like that's a better role for RJ instead of us building around him, making him the focal point, because I just feel like that's not his game. Right? So it doesn't mean I want to trade him.
Unless he get the ball 90% of the time.
But the reason why people say build around RJ is because he's been the one successful draft pick that we've actually hit on.
Exactly.
And they want to say, okay, well, if we're going to bring in more talent, we want to put him with RJ. We don't want to trade RJ. And I think that's what people are confused about. That we're not saying that he is the dude, on this team. He can be later, but he's just a good piece that we want to, pushed around more talent with.
Well, along with that, people act like RJ Barrett is untouchable. And to me, I feel like he's not untouchable because he's not that dude that we should necessarily build around. Like, I don't want to trade him. But I don't see that being his role. Like, I don't want to trade him actively right now. I'm not actively pushing him out there saying, guys, here's RJ on the trade block. What I'm saying is, like, if the right trade comes along and we can get a superstar in here, like, I'll be willing to give up RJ Barrett. Like, he's not untouchable to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I like his game. I think he's going to be in the league for a long time. He's going to be a really good player. But the thing is, to me, guys don't get better playing with RJ. Not right now. I don't see that being his game.
No, real quick. You know what RJ first press conference at the Knicks says? He said they expected me to put a franchise on my back. I never played a rookie game yet. RJ is not the franchise saver. He's a piece to the puzzle. That's why I said we need to go get somebody like a Levine to take the pressure off of him.
Right. RJ, but you want to pair him with RJ. You don't want to trade RJ.
I think a lot of Knicks fans, because he got drafted number 3, they put that onus on him. I don't think RJ is just a good player.
As I'm watching RJ, and I don't know where he can develop to. But
I say that a lot too, so.
I mean, I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just saying, he's going to develop. We'll see what he develops into, right? I'm saying it that way.
I mean, he can probably about a 15-point scorer.
My biggest fear with RJ is that he does not have enough athleticism to be a transformational player, right? He has the work ethic. He has the fundamental skills. I think he has the mindset. He has the pedigree. I don't know if he has the athleticism. Right? There's certain characteristics that I'm not sure he has. He doesn't have a lot of speed. He really doesn't elevate, right? So he doesn't have any vertical. I don't want to say he doesn't have any, but he doesn't have much vertical spacing, right? Like, for example, tonight I seen him drive the lane and Lopez was there, and I said, oh, he missed that shot. And I knew it because he doesn't have that vertical spacing, right? And he was going up with that left hand. So that I'm concerned about that. To me, so let me just say I'm concerned about that in his development. To me, that is a roadblock that he's got to get over, an obstacle he has to get over. I'm still waiting to see can he get over it because he's only 80-something games into his career. He's got a long ways to go, and a long ways to develop, and. Some of it is going to depend on, how does he, can he use his craftiness to become that player, right? He's not that guy right now.
Luka or Harden,
He's not that guy. Right. Hold up. He's not that guy right now. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? So we've got to see, can he develop to be that guy?
Right, and people in the chat again, like I don't want to trade, just throw RJ out there to the Wolves and trade him. That's not what I'm saying at all. I support RJ Barrett. But Kev, hold on, listen, hear me out real quick. All I'm saying is right now, RJ is just not that dude right now. He's not that dude. Will he develop to be that dude? Absolutely, I think he will. But as of right now, like you can't say that RJ Barrett is the guy that's going to be the guy that you put pieces around. I feel like RJ Barrett himself, you can put him around someone else that's much more important to the team. That's what I'm saying. Like RJ Barrett is not a bad player. He's going to be really good. Yeah. He's going to be really good. But he's not that dude, And
listen, Kawhi Leonard started off as a piece around Tim Duncan.
Right.
Exactly.
And then he became the guy that you put pieces around.
Yes.
Right? RJ could be that. Right now, it's not. But he could be that. We've got to see how he develops and, if he learns, which I think he is learning, but we'll see, he's got to learn that, I'm not that super athletic guy. I'm not going to come down the lane and rise up and bang it on somebody like that. I've got to use my brains to make a move. You know what I'm saying? And, what he doesn't have naturally, that, like, for example, Carmelo Anthony was never that super athletic guy. But he came into the league with this natural footwork, this natural offensive game that was already sweet and it needed to be refined. You know what I'm saying? And so as he got older, he was able to, and as he got older and his athleticism went away, right, he was able to use the skills, those superior skills. RJ's not coming into the league with those superior skills. He doesn't have a good jab step game, a good fake game, a good, using his shoulders to shift player. He doesn't have all of those things, and he's working on those things. Someone like Melo came into the league with those things, with the same type of athleticism that RJ has now. So we have to see where happens and where it goes, and hopefully he has the right people around him that helps him develop that offensive side of his game.
Kev, why are you shaking your head? What did I say that was so bad about what I said?
Kev.
I just think it's a conversation for another time. Like you said, we're only 80 games into his career. I mean, was Bradley Beal, the guy in 80 games? Yeah. I mean, we're talking a guy that, a player who, in my opinion, is doing a lot. I mean, is he the guy now? No, but he is one of our. Like I said, he's one of our cornerstones, and I'm not giving him up.
He's only 19 years old, right?
He's 20.
Exactly.
20.
He's only 20 years old. I mean, come on, guys.
Let's have this conversation. Yeah. Let's have this conversation maybe, 2 years from now. Yeah. Then we can start saying that. But
RJ needs to do
80 games. No, I'm not gonna do that. Especially when for like 7 or 8 games, he was averaging close to 20 games.
What was he done before that, Kev?
Hey, but check it out though. If you believe in growth and development, and we all talk about it all the time, RJ scored 14 points last year. He scored 17 this year.
Right. He's going up.
That's
He's going up. Exactly.
Yeah,
scored 6 points.
He's never going to be that RJ Barrett. Julius Randle is the man on that team. It ain't RJ Barrett. It's Julius Randle. You know what I mean? So RJ Barrett know who the dog is right there. But to say that the kid, and I think he's gonna be fine. He went from 14 to 17, 4 rebounds to 7 rebounds. He went from 67% shooting to 74%. He's getting better every year.
But
so
RJ,
you shouldn't put the pressure on him because he's not a franchise dude.
What RJ needs to do?
He's not a franchise dude. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. I don't think nobody ever thought. I don't think a lot of people out there was saying that though. I think a lot of people saying we got a good young rookie drafted at number 3. I don't think nobody except for the media put RJ to carry the Knicks franchise. That was just a lot of hyperbole.
What RJ needs to do is he needs to play inside out. He's a big guy. He needs to work on a post game. I don't know why they don't try to post him up more. He needs to play like Luka. Luka's not fast. He's very unathletic, but he's a big dude and he's crafty. RJ can play like that. If RJ works on getting in the paint, he can get fouls. He's got to be crafty more with his moves. And I think a post game would be a great start because he's a big dude and he can post up on some of those smaller guards. I don't know why they don't do that. I guess maybe they don't have the faith in him right now.
He doesn't have a great post game. He doesn't have a great post game.
Right, but that's something they could work with him on. Right, He's only 20 years old.
But you're not. I'm saying you're not going to put him down there now and expect him to score a lot of points. But you got to start somewhere. He doesn't. I mean, you start in the off season. You know what I'm saying? Working on that game. He doesn't have a great post game. He's got a lot to go. He's got a lot of development to do. He's 80-something games into his career. He's got a lot of development. Nobody's saying to trade him.
Exactly.
No one's saying anything about moving him or trading him. It's just saying,
he's one piece that they don't want to trade.
Yeah, Josh, the way you present it, it makes it seem like you want to trade him.
Kev, the first thing out of my mouth when I mentioned RJ was that I'm not knocking him and I don't want to trade him. That's the first thing I said.
I mean, that's like saying I'm not an alcoholic, but then you're going to drink beer.
Let me get to this phone call, man. Caller, you live. What's popping?
Yo, Sim, what up, dog? This is Blaze from Twitter.
What's going on, man?
I'm chilling. So I'm listening to my man Josh. Okay, so let me get a quick question and see where we at before I dive in with analysis. What are we talking about as it pertains to RJ? Just him as a player? Is he going to be successful? Like, what are we talking about?
No, he was. Go ahead, Josh.
what I was saying was I have an issue with everyone saying that RJ is the guy that we're building around. To me, a guy that you build around is someone that makes everyone around them better, that, you know, can galvanize with his play and with his actions. I think RJ Barrett is a good player, but he's not at the point where we can be like, we need to build around him. He's that dude. I feel like he can be a piece that you add to someone that you build around, but he is not the guy that I feel like we should build around. That's all I was saying.
Okay. Bet. I think you're wrong. And so to my dude Stephen A, here's why. RJ Blair is a slasher type. RJ Barrett's a slashing type player. You're talking about building. You can't build players around him. The teams. RJ Barrett's the type of dude that needs shooters around him. Say if he was the lead dog and you put him on a team.
Hold on.
Let's say if you remove Draymond, right? And let's just say Steph Curry was an average Joe, but he can shoot like that. Steph, Clay, these type of dudes, they weren't big names. They were just average names, but they could shoot like that. Put RJ Barrett as the lead dog on Golden State. RJ Barrett would average probably 20 and 7, 20 and 6, close to a triple-double because he's going to rebound. He's going to score. There's spacing on the floor. One-on-one, you're not staying in front of him. To go back to Sim's point about this athletic thing, I don't think you need to be athletic for you to get buckets. Jimmy Butler, Luka Doncic. My thing is, if RJ Barrett had hit half the threes that he hit, you wouldn't even be caring about if he can jump up out the gym or not. Right now, he doesn't have the necessary tools in his toolbox. Like his jump shot's not consistent. Also, I saw you said something about a post. I don't think Nate is saying run offense with RJ Barrett on the post, like 8 post plays a game. But RJ Barrett, definitely you can run a little pick and switch, get him on a little guy. RJ 6'6", 6'7". RJ can get 2 to 3 post opportunities a game. I've seen him score plenty of post opportunities. He's not going to face up triple threat, jab, step, raise up and pull, but he can back you down a little bit. Like let's say if you run a play with him and you switch him on Ish Smith. You telling me he can't put Ish Smith in the paint?
Listen, I mean, this is the thing. Yes, Ish Smith. Yeah, you can put Ish Smith in the paint. A lot of players can because of the size. I'm talking about RJ posting up against someone who is his size, his speed, his strength, and making moves against that guy. He's not bullying that guy, at least right now. Why do you think you barely ever see him in the post?
I understand that, but listen, I can't tell you why I barely see him in the post. Why do you barely see them run play for Obi Toppin? I'm not the coach. What I'm saying is,
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why you don't see him in the post. Because at this point in his career, he's not a strong post player. The reason why you don't see him run stuff for Obi Toppin because at this point in his career, he's not ready for it. If he was a strong post player, then they would say put him in the post because he's gonna do work.
Sim, what I'm saying is you're absolutely right. But to Nate's point, we're not trying to say make him a post player. What I'm saying is you can't find 2 to 3 minutes a game to get him in the paint. That's all I'm saying. But I don't even want to talk about that. Just as the RJ Barrett, not the guy you can build him on, I believe you can. And as you said, Josh, he doesn't galvanize. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. RJ Barrett plays defense. That's one. We haven't had a draft pick that played defense in so long. Porzingis did not play defense. I don't want to hear that. RJ plays defense as well as he can score. Ntilikina is a one-way player. RJ Barrett has the potential to be a two-way player. Here's what Devine said. He went from 14 to 17. So what does that say? He works hard and actually coming to fruition. So he defends. He's a leader. You don't see him getting technicals on the court. He looks like an all-around good teammate. I don't know. I'm not there, but I'm talking about what I see. Now, is he untradeable? Hell no. Nobody's untradeable.
Right.
You feel me? So to that point, you're right. But it does seem every time I watch the stream, you're just waiting for RJ to boost it. It looks like you're just waiting for RJ to boost it so you can say, yo, I need RJ to do this. I need RJ to do that. Like
no, but in the same breath,
you're gonna ride back to Kevin Knox. Like I don't know where we're going here. Right, and to Devine's point, or whoever said it, Randall's the one. Randall's the one because Randall has the post-up. Randall has the face-up game. He's the bigger body. He's more experienced. If you surround RJ with nothing but shooters, like 3-and-D players, you will see how special RJ can be. The dude's playing with nothing but bricks all over the floor. Bricks all over the floor. And then when dudes are supposed to be shooters, Reggie Bullock, they can't hit it. Kevin Knox can't hit it. Put him around 37%. Put him around.
He is. I'm just telling you what he's shooting. And so is Julius Randle. So when RJ has the ball, you have two other guys that can spread the floor on the court with him. I'm just saying. I'm just saying those two guys can. But
I hear you, Sim. But come on, it's the same way that we call knock the shooter. Like that's what he's known around the league. But would you really call him a shooter? Like really consistently making shots? You feel confident in knock shots going in? When Reggie Bullock shots go in, man, my hands go up. Like, wow, Lord have mercy, it went in. Like, come on, Sim. But that's all I wanted to say to Josh. Nate, I'm feeling Nate all the way, and I'm with Divine all the way. Come on, Sim, you know better than that.
I'm just saying.
My man RJ
Listen. I just don't think that RJ is a guy right now in his career that you build around. Is he a big piece to what you do? Of course he is. Do I want to trade him? Hell no. He's a big piece to what you do. Unless you're getting like a uber super superstar, then of course you will, right? Anybody can be traded. Anybody in the league can be traded. But I'm just saying, I don't think he is the guy that you are gonna say I'm running everything through RJ Barrett. At least right now, not in his career. No. Does he get there? Maybe right so.
Not right now with this team. Not right now with this team.
Not right now. Obviously, period. With any team.
I think if RJ Barrett was surrounded with 3-and-D shooters, I think RJ can be 27 and 6. But hold on.
So if he was in Atlanta, so you think if he went to Atlanta, if he was down in Atlanta, RJ would average 27 points?
He 20 points, 7 assists.
7 rebounds and 6 assists because he boards up.
Okay.
He boards up. I believe RJ Barrett can be shooting. I think RJ Barrett could be the one. And by the one, I don't mean like lead point guard. I'm just talking about like the lead guy with the right team around him. With the right team around him, he can do more than he's doing. He's already giving you 17, 6, and 3, I think, and 4.
Yeah,
and he's
something like that.
He's a second ball handler. He's a second ball handler. Now, we talking about numbers, or we talking about leading teams to wins?
We're talking about I'm talking about when I say someone that you're building around, I'm saying you know that this guy, when it is time to get a bucket, you are going to throw him the ball, and if you need to, you can clear it out and he's going to go get it for you. I mean, I don't even think Randle is that for real. Randle can get you a bucket, but when it gets down to when it gets down to that fourth quarter and you really need it, we have not seen Randle be able to step up and do that, right? I do not think RJ is that dude.
Sim, I agree. I didn't know that's what we meant. I didn't know you meant go get me a bucket. RJ's not a bucket getter right now. I just thought you meant the best player on the team. So if we're talking about bucket getter right now, I need me a Carmelo Anthony, God rest his soul, Kobe Bryant. I need you to take me home. Nah, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to argue that.
But my thing is Carmelo Anthony and Kobe Bryant were people that they built around those guys. Built around those guys. RJ Barrett is not that dude. At least not yet. He's not that dude. I'm not saying he never will be. I'm just saying he is not that dude. Not right now.
Oh, man, I got to get to work. Yeah, I'll be calling it too late.
Go ahead and get to work, man. Go ahead and get to work. I appreciate your call, bro.
You already, and the nigga said, all I got to say, pick up the phone, King. I'm going to see you.
All right,
I'm all right, you guys. Y'all have a good night.
All right, peace. Now, let him get to work. Let him get to work. I don't want to be late to work. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. What was you going to say? He's probably listening, so go ahead.
No. People's like, well, if RJ Barrett had this, if RJ Barrett had that, if RJ Barrett had a point guard, if RJ Barrett had this and that, I feel like if you that dude, you're going to get yours no matter what. You're going to get yours no matter what. And there's going to be times where you have bad games. But I feel like all the time it was, well, RJ Barrett was going up against these bigs in the paint, or RJ Barrett was going up against a tough Heat defense that was trapping him, or RJ Barrett was this. I feel like we make too many excuses. You know what I'm saying? For RJ Barrett. I like him.
Hey,
I think he's going to be really
making the excuses, though. Do remember
people in the chat?
But check it out, though. Jack, you know what my man was saying? No lie. I'm not trying to make a personal. This is the impression that you give off to these people in the chat. You always going after that dude. That's why I say he was written space in your head. You always going after RJ Barrett all the time. That's what them. I'm just saying that's what them cats are feeling. Not me. I'm just telling you what when we talk. We've been on the panel a long time. The cats in the chat think that's all you do. Go after RJ Barrett because you come off a certain way.
Uncle Julio defense. Uncle Julio is the only one who's really honestly held the fire to RJ's feet, so to say. You know what I'm saying? Even early in the season, you know what I'm saying? Before the season had even came around, Uncle Julio was just saying these same things.
Just because if you're gonna be that dude, you got to be able to handle it. Straight up, you got to be able to handle it. The media gonna come after you.
Josh, I think that's where you messing everybody up. RJ Barrett is not that dude. He's just a young rookie.
Thank you. You said it.
Okay,
hold up a minute. He's just a second-year rookie trying to find his way, get better every day, go to work, go to practice, go to his job, and trying to prove himself. But what I'm saying is, you trying to put RJ in the category with guys that's not he not even compete. Like, he's not Luka Doncic. He's not none of them top dogs.
Yeah. He'll be a Butler type superstar. RJ will be a Jimmy Butler type of superstar. That's the type of superstar he will be.
You can't put RJ
I mean, but
he won't be.
Okay, so remember. Let me get to this super chat. All right, because it's so long, the topics of what we're talking about. Remember, we got to let everybody finish talking and then go on to the next. All right, so that we can, so everybody listening don't walk away with headaches. 23 Blade, thank you for the super chat. He says, Sim, do you think if RJ can develop advanced footwork like Melo, Manu Ginobili, Paul Pierce to supplement his lack of athleticism? If not, what can he do? That's the question. Can he develop that footwork? That is the big question. You know, it's going to take a lot of work. I think he can develop that footwork, right? It's going to take a lot of work. He's going to need to develop that footwork if he wants to be able to score on the level of a Melo. You know, he's going to need to develop that footwork. RJ is kind of blocky, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like blocky.
Football, like a football player trying to play basketball.
Yeah, you know, like very blocky. So, you know, everything doesn't come like it doesn't look smooth, and everything doesn't look smooth and supernatural and things like that. So, you know, he's got some work to do in that area. You know, and for guys like that, you know, it's got to be the work, and I think he's got the work. So, you know, we'll see where he ends up being. Let me get to another phone call here. We'll talk about this Houston game. Caller, you live. What's popping?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. How you feeling?
It's Latrell Sprewell's The American Dream.
Hey, what's up, Spree?
What's up, bro?
What's up, Spree?
Man. So I got this to say about RJ Barrett. Uncle Julio is right. He's right. We have to hold RJ accountable and say what he is. And I just agree, man. Like we got to be fair about our expectations for this dude. He came out to start the season struggling. He had a nice little 7 to 8 game stretch where he got a little more consistent, and we appreciate that. And then he comes back and struggles. I mean, the thing with RJ that I'm concerned about, Sim, is finishing games. And that's the same problem with Elfrid Payton, too, because that Miami game we're talking about, they got wide open threes off of Julius Randle passes, and they couldn't make them. And I would say the game at Cleveland, the game at Portland, even the game at Sacramento, Sim, I think, first of all, Derrick Rose needs to finish games. That to me is clear, because Elfrid Payton misses bunnies. Those little few bunnies at the end of the game, Sim, I know Elfrid's giving us some good things, which I think he should still start. But Rose has got to finish. And the question is, I wanted Burks out there to finish the Heat game as opposed to RJ, just because of the way he was playing. It's nothing against RJ. It's just Burks gives me more shooting down the stretch at the end of the game. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to hate on RJ. I like him. I think honestly, I think he's a sixth man on a championship team. This is not a championship team, so he's starting right now. And he's going to get better. I just think we got to be fair, man. Like I heard that other caller, and I mean the 27-6. I disagree. I don't think if he was on a different team, even with shooting, there's no way RJ's putting up 27-6 unless he's taking 25 shots a night. We just got to be fair, man. But that's all I got to say.
He said 20 points, 7 rebounds. 20 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Not 27 points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah.
I mean, listen, I agree with you. One with Derrick Rose. I have no doubt in my mind that come down the stretch of games, it's going to be Derrick Rose, and there's no doubt in my mind that that's going to be that. I mean, I think that's pretty clear. And then I thought that he should have been down the stretch in Miami because he played the best defense on Tyler Hero, in my opinion. But, you know, I understand why Tibbs didn't go with him. And then, you know, with Burke and And RJ, I mean, I kind of feel like, you know, we talk about developing the kids, right? That these guys got to develop, and I feel like Tom was like, this was a time that you can let RJ be in the midst of a tight playoff, intense type of game and let him grow, and it's good for him to be in that atmosphere. And you also got to see what he's made of too. And
True.
I'm not mad at that shot. I'm not mad at that shot. It was right there. It was a good shot. He just had to extend it a little bit high over Butler. It was good. It was a good shot.
I
He just
agree
missed.
with you. Sam,
I agree.
Sam, it should have been an and one. It should have been an and one finish. He could have gone an and one on that play if he just he went to the side. He should have just went into the dude and he finished it. RJ's going to make that. Look, I like the kid. We've seen him bounce back from bad games. I'm not trying to hate on the kid, but to say that he's a superstar, that he's going to save the franchise, I'm with Julio. We just got to be fair. He's a piece. He's a good piece to the team.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say, man. But appreciate you, and you all stay safe. Thank you for what you do.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the call.
You too, brother.
Thank you.
You know, RJ Barrett, Broadway Barrett. You know, we'll see. Go ahead, Nate, and then I want to talk about this Houston game. I don't know. Is Legion here or not? I don't know if Legion is here or not. I don't see him on the screen. But go ahead, Nate.
Just to kind of, you know, put a wrap on what he said on the call. I think with RJ Barrett, because he was drafted 3, Knicks fans thought we drafted a franchise player because that's just kind of the way the thought process goes in the draft. If you go 1 through 5, you're hoping to land a franchise player. Now, that being said, when I saw RJ Barrett play at Duke, I never saw him act like the dude because it was usually Zion, and even Cam Reddish would outshine him at times. So RJ is a good piece that you want to build a team, you know, have him on your team. But I don't think he's the guy that's going to take over games and be like the guy that you can say, okay, RJ's got it. We're good. I think people are a little bit fooling themselves if they think that he's going to be that kind of guy, because if you just watch him at Duke, he wasn't that type of dude. He was the same type of guy he's with the Knicks. He plays well with this talented team, but he was never the guy that's just going to take over a game and just be this transcendent player. That's just not his game.
That's all I was saying. I don't understand why that's so controversial. That's all I was saying. That's literally all I was saying.
It's because, like I said, Knicks fans are prisoners of the moment.
Let me let Legion get his last words in on this point.
Sure.
Then we can move on. Legion, can you hear me?
No, I mean, it's
okay.
Yeah, I can. Can you guys hear me? I don't know what.
Yeah, your camera looks a little off or something like that, but it's good. You're good. You're good.
What the? Oh, hold on. I think we're better now. No.
Nah, you're good. It's good.
Yeah, it's just look. Look. RJ has had 2 bad games after a streak of like 10 or 9 solid games. You know, RJ Barrett. Let's not try to compare him to say he's a man. Again, he's a solid piece, but it's like, you know, one, you said, Sin, that he's bad in the post. That's actually not true. Last year he was actually fairly decent in the post. They just don't play him in the post. Last year he shot 47.8% in the post, had 35 possessions there. He's actually decent. This year they don't. He's only had like 9 possessions in the post. They just don't play him in the post because Randall and Mitch are there a lot of the times. And a lot of things that they're doing for RJ Barrett is to have him come around the pick. He had literally, I think the first, maybe the second possession the second alley, the alley that he had to Mitch, where he came off the pick, threw up to what's the name? That's something that, you know, Tom Thibodeau has been put in the position to do. And also when you look at his numbers.
So basically, in just over 80-something games, he's had 35 possessions in the post.
35. That's not.
Last year. Last year. I'm sorry, last year. I mean, they just don't play. They just
what I'm saying is 80 games between this year and last year is only 80-something games, and he's only had 35 possessions in the post. That's not a lot.
Right. They just don't play him, so he has the ability to do it. But again, remember last year we still had Mitch and Randall operate a lot in the post. They just don't play him. So to say he doesn't do it is like they literally just don't play him.
So why did you mention the numbers, the 44% or whatever, where his a little bit of attempts?
because I was talking to Sim to say that he has the ability to do it. They just don't play him there. So to say he doesn't play well in the post is a misnomer. He actually does, even if it's a smaller sample. They just don't play him there.
I mean, I think that's the reason why it's. I think that's the reason why it's a small sample. Like saying somebody hits 50% of their threes, but they only shoot. But they've only shot 35 threes and they made 17 of them. That's a very small sample size. I think it's a small sample size.
Hold up, can I say something real quick? That's also, first of all, two things. I'm saying that he has the ability to do so. They just don't do it. One, two, you're the same person that said Kevin Knox could do all those things that we were talking about last year, and I said the same thing, that there's not a simple size. There's not even a simple size of him doing it efficiently. And he said he has the ability to do it. So don't change him now.
No, I'm not changing him. What have I said? No. Hold up. What have I said about Kevin Knox? Hold up, time out. What have I said? I said Kevin Knox does not deserve to be in the game.
No.
I have clearly said that Kevin Knox has not deserved to be in the game. That's last year. I'm talking about right now. I have clearly said that Kevin Knox does not deserve to be in the game.
Sam, you said that. I'm not talking about him even being in the game. I'm saying that when we were talking about Kevin Knox, I think before the season started, you were saying things like, you said that, Kevin Knox can do all these things like with his shot, blah, blah, shoot mid-range, blah, blah. And I was like, but he doesn't do it efficiently. Like, he's not good. He's like, no, but he has the ability to do it. I'm like, wait, what? But he doesn't do it. So you can pick small sample size for Kevin Knox, but I'm actually picking small sample size of success for RJ.
No. You're not understanding what I'm saying. No, hold on.
Not shooting the buckets.
Hold up, Prince. He's not talking about that. He's not talking about that.
He's talking about moving the goalposts. Moving the goalposts.
Hold up.
Let me answer what I asked.
Let me help you out. No. I got it, Devon. Hold up, Devon. I got it.
Okay.
What he's saying is, I said that Kevin Knox can do certain things, right? He has the ability, the skill to do certain things, right? Although he wasn't efficient, I said he has the skill to do certain things, right? What I'm saying is, I don't think that RJ is good in the post, and that's why they're not letting him be in the post.
They don't put him in a post because you literally have Mitch and Randall, who is your team's best player, largely in that position. Like, and again, I'm not saying RJ is freaking.
There are times when Julius Randle is on the perimeter, and if he was good, he could get the ball too. Yeah, on the perimeter, facing up. And if he was good enough to be a strong player in the post, then they would say, okay, let's get RJ the ball in the post and let him work.
But a lot of times when RJ's in a post, he's, again, because we don't have so-called three, they literally have guys collapsing on him and he kicks it out to the open guy. Like, it's not as if RJ's by himself and it's ISO one-on-one. Even many times when RJ's in a post, it's in a weird where he'll have a guy so-called in a post, he'll end up in a post, but because that team they're forming back into a zone, that big man, whatever, comes out and helps out. Many times RJ does not have a clean.
So RJ, when you see RJ get doubled in the post, that's my first thing.
Several times.
But my second question is
exact
this,
game.
my second
Any
question is
in the post against the Knicks, they literally send help over.
All guards that can play in the post, how many of them truly have plays that are drawn up for them, unless the coach is truly exploiting? Tim Hardaway, Michael Jordan, Kobe,
Jimmy Butler.
When they see you, they went straight to putting their butt on you, and now you about to take this ride. RJ can do that. The same art. Kawhi Leonard. Do you think he read those are plays? No, he says those
are plays for.
So you telling me that Doc Rivers was calling a play called Tiger Wright. Kawhi Leonard back him down and score. Heck no. Kawhi Leonard, if he got the post.
They don't call post plays for Kawhi Leonard?
Yeah, that's you calling a particular play. And okay, he's getting on the box. But you're saying what Simmons saying was the fact that RJ can't score in the post. Regardless, if you call a play for him, you clear it out, you give him a 4 on one side and him by himself, whatever. RJ can't score in the post.
I think that's not true. RJ
I'm not saying he. I take that back. I say he can't score. I take that back. I'm sorry. He didn't say he can't score, and that's a bad verb to say. RJ has a problem scoring in the post.
They don't.
Because as we see,
you know what?
when RJ scored, RJ's efficiency at the basket, Guillermo, until these last couple games that he started knocking those teardrops down, RJ has been atrocious finishing at the rim. So
That's
am I
not the
lying
same
or
thing as
am I
him in
not?
the post. You're talking about two different plays, man.
No, it's the same thing. That's what I'm talking about.
If they're not putting RJ in the post. You think that him being in the post is different from him slash to the basket? Those are two different things, my guy. Yeah, he was terrible, especially last year.
Those are, Guillermo. You're not lying. But regardless of what we're talking about is scoring. We're talking about scoring in the post. That was the argument. But regardless of what Sim had said was, and that was the argument we all was talking about. Yes, RJ is having a problem scoring at the basket or in the post, whatever way you want to call it. So again, Tom Thibodeau is the type of coach. Hold on, Tom Thibodeau is the type of coach that is not going to let you basically trip over your own foot. So you're right. There's no reason to put you in the post if you're not efficient. You're not efficient.
Hold on.
You're not efficient, Guillermo.
Let Legion go ahead and finish what he was saying.
Okay, yeah.
Because he never got a chance to even get to his whole point.
Me driving to the basket is different for me in the post. I don't know why you're tying the two. And again, we're literally saying RJ, and RJ was bad to begin the season outside the Pacers games. And even from last year, he was bad. But then he had a 9-10 game run where he was a lot more efficient. And the funniest thing, right? Josh, you were the same guy. In the Kings game, you said you wanted RJ to take more shots. Now that RJ's taking more shots, and I said this to you. I said, you can't have it both ways. You either want to be very efficient by controlling his game and not taking many shots, or you're going to want him to take shots, and they're going to be ugly games.
He shot the ball 6 times, Guillermo.
But you've been complaining. You complain all the time about RJ. You go back and forth. It's like if RJ Barrett does well, but he's not shooting up like in the Kings game, you want him to shoot more. If RJ's having a game where he
won't be doing well if he don't shoot well.
It's Armageddon on RJ Barrett. Like, what is it? Do we want RJ Barrett to shoot more, to develop, to see if he's a guy, not the guy? Sorry, if he's a piece for next year, or we want RJ Barrett a very controlled game and not take many shots and not do.
The Knicks are not going to win any games if RJ Barrett shoots the ball 6 times, bro. They're not gonna win any games if RJ Barrett shoots the ball 6 times. I've been consistent about that the entire season. Am I lying, panel? Am I lying about that?
Yeah.
RJ Barrett cannot shoot the ball.
And honestly, what he said, what Uncle Fulio has said was more to keep just hold him accountable. In the games when RJ only shoots the ball 6 times, if you are like you just said, Guillermo, and these people in the chat, if he's the guy, if he is the second scorer, the second coming of the savior of the Knicks.
Who said
you
that?
Should score
Who said that?
Everybody says that.
So I don't
RJ is not the savior, right? No, I don't know where that's coming from. That's an absurd argument.
The point. I was
actually
sarcastic.
wait a minute.
I was being sarcastic.
Hold on. No. But I have seen plenty of times where people cried and complained that we're not building around RJ. Last year, it was always why are we focusing on Julius Randle when we should be building around RJ? That was literally the argument last year.
You said that.
That was literally the argument from a million people last year.
Don't talk about what you think I said, because you get a lot of things wrong. I literally sent you a video of you saying I said something. I sent you something different. I said I didn't say it. So Josh, let's talk. Go ahead, sir.
No, I'm saying from a million fans, that was literally the argument last year. But I think everybody agrees with you in saying that RJ is maybe not the guy right now. And we'll see if he becomes that later.
Who's not holding RJ accountable? Like he's had 2 bad games, and before the 10-9 games run, he was having bad games. He was not good.
So what's wrong with me calling him out? Then I'm just holding him accountable.
That's what I was saying.
That's what I'm doing.
That's what
RJ had 13. Why were you saying RJ had 6? Oh, you're talking about the Kings game? Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
But he went 3 for 13 again today. RJ's being held accountable. He had a bad game, but again,
all right. But I'm not talking about tonight.
But again, he's going to have games like this where it's not good. Again, he is not a so-called natural scorer, like, say, a Jamal Murray. He's not that type of player. I agree with he does have a clunky game, but he has shown improvements. And again, these are 2 bad games.
But I'm saying, this is what we were saying. This is what we were saying. We were discussing that he's growing and developing, but right now he is not the guy that you build around. But maybe he could get there. That's what we were talking about.
And Devon,
that's
this
what
is
our
what
whole
I'm talking
discussion was about.
I can't say anything like that without people feeling like I'm coming at his neck.
I don't think that's the case, John. What I'm trying to say is everything y'all saying, that's what we all saying. No, but hit me out though. Sometimes you put the emphasis on him being impactful, like a franchise guy. You be putting that emphasis on Josh. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. We all know. Hold up. Let me finish. Let me finish. You can get it. We all agree to the same thing. But Josh, you the one saying he can't be a franchise player. I mean, in this panel in the chat, none of us be saying that, and that's why, like I said, do you notice? Everybody always debate with you about RJ Barrett. It ain't that you wrong or you not right. It's that's sometimes you go at him for certain things that don't even make no sense.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because RJ Barrett is supposed to be the second best player on this team. And if we're talking about all this playoff aspirations and all this stuff about the Knicks doing well this season, RJ Barrett can't take 6 shots. That's what I'm talking about.
But that's how I come at RJ Barrett. That happens for people at RJ Barrett's age. That happens to a lot of people. Happens too. Not only RJ Barrett. I'm quite sure it's not a pro in this league that haven't happened to. That's what I'm saying. No, you are picking that thing that everybody goes through.
But I'm saying the Knicks are not going to be any good this season if RJ Barrett takes 6 shots. That's all I was saying. That's it. There's nothing to disagree on. That's all I'm saying.
Everybody, not only me, a lot of people noticing that. RJ, you go after him on things that really is not important at this time in his career. That's all I'm saying. It ain't that you wrong or I'm disagreeing with you. I'm not. This is what the fans be saying when they hear you talk about RJ. That's all I'm saying. It ain't me. They just think that you go after him for every little thing. And it's everybody in the chat that's why they put it in there.
I'm just calling it like I said. And
you can hold him accountable.
Who's the second best player on the team? Wait, before Derrick Rose came, who's the second best player on the team?
To everyone, it was supposed to be RJ Barrett.
No. Who do you think is the second best player on the team?
Me? Before Derrick Rose, it was RJ Barrett. To me.
So why did you say like, oh, he's supposed to be? But you agree he's the second best player on the team?
Yeah, I do.
So why are you saying it like that? As if you have
because he's holding them accountable.
No. That's what I'm saying. He's saying it, and RJ Barrett's supposed to be a second best player. Well, he is a second best player on the team. Like, why would you say it like that's what the Divine is talking about? You put in this way where it's like an attack on RJ Barrett. And again, RJ Barrett having bad games, he needs to be analyzed. RJ Barrett is not without fault. There are games where it's like, I can agree that, yes, RJ Barrett needs to be more impactful, especially in the second half of games. But again, when I'm looking at RJ Barrett, he's a guy with a clunky offense in terms of his game that's trying to fight about and be more efficient. Again, he's averaging about 6-7 rebounds. I believe about 3.8 assists or whatever. Many times averaging more assists than our so-called lead point guard. And the team does better with him on the court. Offensively, they're better. Defensively,
a lot of teams have players that have more assists than the lead point guard. A lot of teams, most teams in the NBA, actually.
Can I say one thing?
We already went over that.
Like, compared to your so-called second best player, they have more assists than your so-called second best player?
I'm talking about a lot of teams. Their best player has more assists than the lead point guard. Most teams. We went over this already.
Right, but if you talk about the so-called lead point guard, the one that you've extolled many times, you would think that a guy like Elfrid Payne, you said that people malign and he's actually a solid player. You would think that with him having the ball in his hands that much, he would have more assists than RJ Barrett, a so-called shooting guard.
The offense gets run through Julius Randle. The offense gets run through Julius Randle, bro.
And again, for a team that doesn't have that much talent, there are a lot of other talented teams out there where obviously their best player is going to have the most assists, but your point guard is going to have less assists than your so-called second best player on a team that's not that talented. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand.
I'm just not sure how Elfrid Payne is averaging those. And Elfrid Payne had 7 assists last year. So he should be well ahead of RJ Barrett.
He led the team in assists, or his second. Well, yeah.
I think a lot of that has to do.
So why is it less this year?
Because I think a lot of that has to do with the way the scheme is ran this year.
Right. Can I say one thing?
Really? Well, he passes the ball 38%.
I guess Knox the only guy who could get scrutinized because again, at the end of the day, that's true. That's the true argument. Is that again the scrutinization? Even though Knox is playing like trash, but again. When RJ plays like trash, people make excuses for him.
That's not true. That's what I mean. That's not true.
Well, Divine. That's why I don't say much. But, bro, there's been plenty of games and plenty of instances. I'm like, I love RJ. I've said it out loud. But, again, people know we can go back to the receipts. I wanted Cam Reddish. I mean, period. For what I thought he would have made to our team. But at the end of the day, like I said, it comes out that Uncle Fulio's the hater because Uncle Fulio's the outlier. He's the only one of us up here who is holding RJ. Well, I ain't gonna say that because Sim does too. Sim will hold RJ accountable. You do, Divine. You do. I'm not saying, but I'm saying, what's the word? Impunitively. Josh does. So again, So if that's the word, if I'm saying it correctly,
Black Panther bar.
yeah,
You know what
like,
I'm saying?
hey, punitively, Josh does. So that's just the truth. And hey, I love Uncle Julio because he says
RJ
when
has a bad game, how's that not hold him accountable? If you say RJ, you had a bad game, you have to improve.
Legion,
How's that not hold him accountable?
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you why.
Personal. It's not
It's nothing
Hold
personal.
on, one at a time. One at a time. One at a time. One at a
Hold on.
time.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about, right? I said RJ Barrett had a bad game against, what was it? Was it Miami, the first game? I came on and I said RJ Barrett had a bad game. There's no way the Knicks are going to be successful this year if RJ Barrett continues to play like this. Stephanie, it's one game. It's one game. He had 7 great games before that, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about this game. But it's only one game. And then Simmons like, why don't you wait till he has a stretch of bad games in order to say that? We're talking about that game. That just happened. It's the post-game show. That's what I'm talking about. I can't say one bad thing about RJ Barrett, the way he played that game, that game right there that we just witnessed, without everybody coming at my neck about RJ.
Also because you have a history of being a little bit overzealous on RJ Barrett.
That's all it is. That's all it is, Josh. You just have a history of going that. That's what I'm trying to say. We all got the same point that you got. We all see the same thing you see. We all Knicks fans. We all watch the same game. I just think that you do it so much that people in the chat be calling you out. That's all I'm saying. They like, you might not even be wrong, but you do get a lot of that.
All right, let me get to a couple super chats. I don't want to belabor this point, and keep on going on because we got a whole nother day. We got a whole nother game
we gotta shoot
that RJ might shoot bad, and we got a whole nother discussion about RJ to go probably. All right, Eric Gonzalez, thank you for the super chat. He said RJ can score in the post. That has to be his game because he can't hit outside shots. So if he can't score in the paint or the post, then he loses value. I mean, RJ, so far this season, I think shots 3 to 10 from 3 to 10 feet from in the field. Right now, he's shooting 3 to 10 feet. He's shooting 33%. So, he's shooting his best, obviously, at the rim, right? Layups at the rim. He's shooting 62, 63% layups at the rim. 10 to 16 feet, 34%. 16 to the three-point shots, 37%. And then the three-point shot behind the three-point arc is 28% so far. So, I mean, I agree. That is going to have to be part of his game, right? Scoring in the mid-range at least is going to have to be part of his game. Greg Castillo, he said it was Mark. Blame it on Mark, who was saying that we should be building around RJ and not Julius Randle. Yes, Mark would say that every single. Mark says it now. I see him on Twitter. If Randle's having a good game, he's like, "Damn, I'm pissed off because Randle's having a good game." Literally, I see him on Twitter all the time. Ishmael said, "Let's call a spade a spade. If you could get Zach LaVine for RJ Barrett, most Knicks fans would make that trade."
Send him.
I'm not making that trade unilaterally. I'm not making it unilaterally because I think RJ is better or going to be better than Zach LaVine, or he's not going to be better, because making that trade to me doesn't boost you farther enough along. Exactly. You want to add to RJ and Randle, in my opinion. That's just how I feel about it. Because I do think RJ is a piece to the puzzle. Will H. official, who said RJ is the 6th player in NBA history to get 1,000 points and 500 rebounds, like Kobe, LeBron, and Melo. Yeah, cool. That happens to a lot of people. Not that, but them kind of stats happen to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like they threw the stat up on the screen that Randle's averaging such and such and such, along with Jokic and Giannis and da-da-da. I mean, that happens. That sometimes players score a certain amount of buckets and this and that. I mean,
say again. What you say, Guillermo?
They keep killing you in the chat saying you wanted Westbrook.
I still do, and I stand by that.
Says Josh wanted Brody. You see right here.
How could you kill Uncle Julio for that? Like, I wanted Westbrook. If we didn't give up a whole bunch for Westbrook, if we could have got him for free, why wouldn't you want Westbrook?
No, if you get him for free, that's different. But you weren't going to get him. That's the whole point. There's a cause.
Turnover prone.
You weren't going to get him for free. Like, he wasn't going to buy out and then you get him, off the scrap heap. He's going to cost something. He's putting up a triple-double, and they're 6 and 16. Like,
that's not just him.
Not trash,
whoa,
that's not just Russell Westbrook, though.
Whoa. This doesn't make any sense. Y'all get on RJ, and y'all want him to score more and be more of an impactful player. Scoring, partially, not all the way, but scoring part of it with winning basketball, right? Westbrook is scoring. He almost had a triple-double today, And they still almost lost by 20.
The Knicks are the number
Well,
one
what's that have
defense
to
in the
do?
league. DC is the worst defense in the league.
Josh, you said that Westbrook was a superstar player. Am I right?
But
Yes.
let's not act like he hasn't averaged a triple-double on a team that went to the playoffs that still didn't have a lot of players. Talking about Russell Westbrook.
With him and Bradley Beal, and they're not doing. And granted, I'm not saying they're the most talented team, but you have Roy Chimera, Bradley Beal, Westbrook, and Westbrook's averaging a triple-double. You think that triple-double would lead to wins, right?
What about Bradley Beal? You feel the same way about Bradley Beal?
But you're thinking that leads to assists. Maybe some of those points, some of that production is a little bit hollow because one, Westbrook doesn't play great defense, and even the way he scores at many times can be inefficient and stupid.
So is it Bradley Beal's fault that they're 6 and 16? Is it Bradley Beal's fault that they're 6 and 16?
No, I mean it's all the sorts. What I'm saying is that his impact at that night or whatever, the triple or closer averaging close triple double is not leading to wins. So if people think that we just have a guy like Russell Westbrook, he's talented, bring him on the Knicks team.
Anthony Davis production and lead the wins in New Orleans.
Thibodeau would have molded him right into his projection system, Tim.
Just like you say we don't know what's happening in practice. That's projection.
But listen, but see, what I never really get about that argument is if you have a player that is killing on a bad team, that is what they are supposed to do. They are trying to do everything they can. Hold up, let me finish. They're trying to do what they can do to get their team to win, especially if you've seen a guy do the same exact thing on very good teams and their team won. Maybe they didn't get to the championship. I mean, I wasn't a fan of bringing Russell Westbrook here, but I still don't think just because their team is 6 and 16 that his production is just hollow. Because he's clearly done it on other teams. He's clearly done it on teams that have been in the playoffs. The same exact production. So how can it be hollow?
Right,
maybe
Rockets had a talented team. Even some of those OKC teams.
But every team that's in the playoff, they have talented teams. So if he can do it on a talent.
The whole point was that, again, people want to trade for this guy, and people sort of flaws within Russell Westbrook game that he's not a so-called lead guard. You need not say a lot, but you need some talent around him. I'm not necessarily sure you bring Westbrook here and he's leading this team to or helping his team win. He's a low.
Would he done the worst job than Elfrid Payton? Would he done the worst job than Elfrid Payton?
No, he probably would have done a better job. Scoring wise. Oh no, he probably would have done a better job of Elfrid Payton scoring wise. But again, we're talking about also his defense. Also, we don't know if he would have bought into what Tom Thibodeau's trying to do.
No, he wouldn't have bought into.
Ball in his hands a lot less than what he has right now, or in the past 3 teams he's been on.
But like what I'm saying,
you're projecting too, my dude, because you literally sat here and said we don't know what's happening in practice. Okay, fair enough. When I talked about Knox, but now you're saying, well, if Westbrook came here and he went to this blah blah, it's like, well, we don't know either, right? But we're seeing.
Is he buying into Scotty Brooks's offense?
I mean, the thing is running around him, right?
I mean,
but Bill, right?
If he was here in New York, the game wouldn't be ran around him. Doesn't Elfrid Payton have the ball almost 60-70% of the time when he's orchestrating offense?
Sorry, say one more time. I apologize.
Does Elfrid Payton have the ball 60 to 70% of the time when he's orchestrating our offense?
No.
So who has it, Guillermo?
But
we can look at his usage rate now. Right now, what's his usage rate?
It's Elfrid Payton and Randle.
Elfrid Payton's usage rate is about 25%. Julius Randle's about 27%. Emmanuel Quickly is higher than both of those guys. He's like 29%, but he plays in a different unit.
Right. He plays in the second unit.
But what I'm saying is, and we can, move on from here. Like you said, Russell Westbrook needs talented players around him. Every player in the league needs talented players around him. To be successful.
I'm just saying
they're not going to do it by themselves.
I'm just saying it's like people just think that if you bring Russell Westbrook here, it's a different thing. Russell Westbrook is a low IQ player that's hard to mold. And
not to mention he's ISO.
Is a talent. I'm just saying that people think, you bring him over to the Knicks, and people want to make big trade. If he came in for free, obviously I don't give a damn. A second round, I don't give a damn. But he was going to cost pieces. I'm not sure Russell Westbrook, who has a contract, I believe, to 2023, 24.
2 more seasons after this one.
I'm not sure if that's a guy you want to build with. Like, and again, I'm not saying he's not talented. It's just Russell Westbrook is if CP3 to me, older, I get it, and probably injury prone somewhat in this part of his career. I think his impact, and I wanted CP3. I would have traded something for CP3. I'm not saying the whole farm, but that's a different impactful point guard. We've gotten a lot of easier buckets for some of these guys, even guys like Kevin Knox who can't create on his own.
True.
That's what I want. Not Russell Westbrook.
True.
What's supposed to
And
be
I say one
nah,
thing.
masquerade as a point guard.
But the argument is like
All right, well, let's just go on. Let's go on. Let's go on. Let's go on. Let's talk about tomorrow's game versus Houston because Victor Oladipo is not going to be there. So we're getting lucky with another scoring guard that's not going to be on the court. Hopefully, we can take advantage of it. I'm not even sure who's healthy. Christian Wood is out, right? I was watching Christian Wood play the other day, and I knew he was going to get injured. I'm just looking at his body and his frame. I'm like, this guy is going to get injured with all the minutes that he's playing. With what he's doing, he's a talented guy. But I was like, he's gonna end up getting injured. I don't know how long he's out for. They got Boogie Cousins. They got John Wall. What's your outlook for tomorrow's game, Divine?
I got the Knicks going on a little run, so I think without Christian Woods and Oladipo, they ain't gonna be able to handle the Knicks. I got the Knicks in the easy one tomorrow, basically.
I mean, for me, again, I'm always gonna say I don't know if any game for this Knicks team is easy. And here's one of the reasons why I don't think any game is easy, because they do play that slow, grinded out pace, and because they play that slow, grinded out pace. And that's their style. That's their style of play. That's how they're going to play basketball. There's always the chance that they're not going to make shots, right? And when they're playing that slow pace, and if they don't make shots, it can make a game against any team tighter than it's supposed to be, because they play a slower pace and there's less shots going up. For the Knicks, especially now with Mitch out, they're going to miss some of those offensive rebounds. So if they're missing shots, you don't have an offensive rebound during there. Hopefully Nerlens Noel can do it. But, he gets pushed around under the basket, I feel like. Without Mitch is a big part of what we do. And, it could be tougher than But that's the one thing I feel like when we play that slow, grinded out team, that slow, grinded out type of game against any team, if you have an off night, could be dangerous for you. But Josh, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you just never know. Players coming in and out, might affect, how our team prepares. I just think that, if the Knicks play their game, like I always say, if the Knicks play their game, play that tough defense, I feel like we can compete with anybody in this league, but we might have those games sometimes a week where we're just off and we don't, play with that level of intensity. So as long as the Knicks come out and do that, I don't think, we should worry. But losing Mitch is definitely a big thing for the offensive side of the ball. Like that, the ability to not be able to get that alley-oop, I feel like that's a part of the offense that definitely helped us out. Now I want to see what the Knicks are going to do without that, because we haven't really experienced it this season. Mitch has played every game, right? So yeah, it's gonna be a different offense, or at least a different showing from the Knicks tomorrow, and we'll see how it works out.
Yeah. Let me see. Victor Oladipo, I'm looking at the report right now. He's definitely ruled out. PJ Tucker, he has a thigh injury, maybe a contusion or something. He's questionable for the game. And then John Wall is day-to-day. He's likely going to play. What they're doing from there, who knows? Prince?
Tomorrow, definitely we should be sharpening up the tools, working on some stuff. Definitely, we can't take the game lightly. It's a back-to-back, so hopefully the guys is definitely up for it. I think we're going to need some bench contributions. We might see a big spurt out of Quickly, Obi, or maybe my boy Knox getting some extended minutes. The fact that he done sat, hopefully he got something in store. So again, looking forward to that bench contribution. And my boy D Rose, man, I'm really proud of the second coming. Like you said, Sim, I think if he stays healthy, man, and he continues to just teach these guys how to win games when it counts, and in those thick, tough games, I think, like I said, I think we're gonna be real happy when it comes play-in or playoff time. Sorry.
Yeah. Right now, the Houston Rockets, they are 23rd in the league in scoring. They average 109.2 points per game. They're shooting about 45% from the field, and they shoot from three. They're shooting 35% from three. It's a team. If we're playing the defense that we can play, and we did play good defense today. We didn't start off playing great defense, but we ended up playing great defense. We can get into that mindset to always come out the way we came out against Miami, the way we came out against Chicago in that second game, if we can always come out that way, turn that defense on from the beginning, we can basically put it to any team. But we can't let these guys get off and start hitting threes. You got guys like Eric Gordon that can knock it down from outside. PJ Tucker can knock it down from outside. We can't let them guys get off. Guillermo, what's your take on the game?
It's going to be a very ugly game. The Rockets are one of the better defensive teams in the league. Obviously, I believe Christian Wood is out, so that helps a lot. They're also going to be out with your boy Oladipo, which helps out. I mean, obviously, Cousins, he's not even playing that many minutes. He's only playing like 18 or something like that. He's averaging 9. John Wall is kind of be the focal point of the offense. You also have a good player in Daniel House, who I think is solid. But it's going to be an ugly game. We don't score well. I think they don't shoot the three well.
They shoot like 35%. They shoot the three at 35%.
At 35%. And yeah, they're one of the damn, I had this on freaking I have it right here. Because we're talking about on the other show. The 8th. So yeah, defensively, the 8th out of 30 opponents' points per game. Number 2 in defensive rating. Points per game, 23rd out of 30. Offensive rating, 26 out of 30. Pace, they're 4th out of 30. The Wizards, I think, were 1, but again, just talent-wise. So it might be an ugly game. Again, we can't be sloppy on the ball today. Right. We got to have a lot crisp passing. I wish Derrick Rose would start, not just for scoring, because I just think his court vision, him getting the ball out, he's just a lot more effective. And I'd rather have the ball in his hands a lot more than, say, just Randall kind of dribbling it. Many times he got into like these weird post positions, just lose the ball. I don't know what was wrong with these guys today. I don't know if they visited, freaking Rose Bar or something. I think Rose Bar is closed in DC. But anyway, it was just weird. I need a guy with focus. Derrick Rose came in, impacted the game. I'd rather have him in there. But yeah, I think it's going to be an ugly game from both ends.
Yeah, I can see that. Because I think they are the 3rd best defensive team in the league right now, the 4th, and the Knicks are the 2nd based on defensive rating. Knicks number 2, Houston's number 4. So it's going to be one of those battles. Nate?
Yeah, just to kind of piggyback on what Guillermo said, this is a different Rockets team. They still shoot the 3. They still put up a lot of threes at a high clip. But they play good defense, and they got that one guy, Jayshawn Tate, who really is a hell of a defender. The guy is just playing really, really well. Very athletic dude. The one thing I will say is that I was watching the Knicks game, and I was listening to the DC broadcast because that app only has the other team's broadcast, and they were talking about the Knicks 3-point shooting and how good we are at defending the 3, and they said that they felt that the Knicks put pressure on the shooters even when they're open to think about it, because they're not used to being open, and they're thinking about it, and that's why they're not making their shots. I thought that was kind of interesting that they said that about the Knicks defense on the 3-point. That necessarily that they make the other team think like, holy crap, I'm open. And then they shoot it and they don't make it. And so it kind of gets in their head. I thought that was really interesting when they were talking about that was
Drew Gooden, because I was watching it from the Washington Wizards standpoint as well. Drew Gooden is actually pretty good. Drew Gooden is he's actually a pretty good commentator. Let me get to a caller. Caller, you live, man. What's popping? You there? Hey yo, caller. Oh, I guess he'll call back. I do think this is going to be a grind out game for the Knicks, and we're doing it on the second half of a back-to-back. I'm pretty sure they probably, got on the bus or got on Amtrak or however they're getting back home. Went back tonight, so they should be, they shouldn't be long. I'm pretty sure there's a hour and a half train that goes straight from DC to Grand Central, so they should be able to boom, get there that quick. Be able to get back, rest, and be ready for tomorrow's game. I'm hoping that they're going to be focused. They improved their record to 12-15. They can get this win. They can improve their record to 13-15. you know, if they want to continue on the track that they are and the aspirations that they have, then they got to get this game, right? Because they're moving into a stretch that should be favorable to them. But it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a grind-out game because the Rockets, they too are looking to say, you know, that they want to be, you know, in a certain level of standings. Right now, they are 13th, but they're only a few games out from being 10th. You know, so they're in that same battle that the Knicks are in. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a scrappy battle. I am concerned about Mitch not being there. I don't like that, but, you know, there's nothing we can do about it now. Nerlens Noel and Mitch Taj Gibson got to step up. But I do like the way the second unit is looking, though. I got to say. Yeah, I love the way the second unit is looking. And Derrick Rose is helping Obi Toppin right now because he's finding them in spots, you know, where he doesn't have to post up. You know, he did have that post up move today, but, you know, it wasn't a post up move with confidence, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like when he actually shot that jump hook, it was kind of, he really shot it too hard. You know what I mean? It just got lucky that it hit off the backboard and went in. But Derrick Rose is finding him in spots that I think he's probably used to getting the ball from out of college, you know, slashing to the basket, getting deep post position where someone is fronting him like he did today, you know, and Derrick Rose was able to recognize that and find it where Austin Rivers wasn't doing that, and neither was Quickly. You know, so I think Derrick Rose is really going to help Obi Toppin out, and, you know, in the next few games, you know, you can look and see. I think we're going to be able to see him play well. I did notice that he was maybe a little frustrated tonight. You know what I'm saying? When I seen him, and I don't know if you guys seen it from the same angle, but watching it from on the Wizards broadcast, they panned over to the bench when he was going to sit down, and he looked a little frustrated. You know, he had his cheeks blown out, like, you know, as soon as he got pulled out the game, his cheeks blown out, like, you know, and, you know, like kind of, you know, jerked his hands like, yo, why is he pulling me out right now? You know, and I think maybe he is getting a little frustrated that he's getting a quick or early hook. You know, hopefully, you know, he can just stay with it, keep trying to play, you know, and build that connection with Derrick Rose for as long as he's in that second unit. And then, you know, take it from there. But the Knicks need to come on out and pull out a win tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be on tomorrow about the game. The game is at what? 7:30 tomorrow, right?
8 o'clock.
The game is at 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Well, that's what it said on my GM account. Real GM was 8 o'clock on the schedule. Maybe because of the back-to-back today, probably.
I don't think that's the reason. Probably.
It's probably because the Rockets would be watching it. They're going to be watching it at 7 o'clock, you know, because of the time zone. So they probably did it at 8 o'clock so they can watch it in Houston at 7, something like that. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, we'll see what it's at, man. I'm about to head up out of here, so I will be doing the game preview tomorrow about 3:30. Any last things you want to get in before we get out of here? Divine? I had Ant Dunbar on the phone, so you know he had something to say, but
oh yeah, he about to nut up.
He got off. He got off. I guess he thought maybe I didn't know he was on the phone. I know he had something to say, but you know. Go ahead,
man. There's hope. You know, I think we gonna pull a game out tomorrow and everything, man. And salute to the chat, to the panel. Great show. And you know, we passionate people in this chat, so we agree to disagree on our topic, but we still doing it with love. With love and energy.
Man, I don't love none of these dudes, man. Don't even.
and to the brother Uncle Fulio, you know when we deal with topics, we get heated, but it's never going at you. We just debating topics, you know. And I just want to let you know from my perspective what I kind of see. But my eyes, sometimes when the people think that you just going at the artist, that's all it is. It ain't about you wrong and right. I just want you to know that I got mad love for you and everybody in the panel. But we do have heated discussions sometimes that happens like that, man. But it's all love. Peace to the channel. Peace to the chat.
All right, Josh, Uncle Fulio.
Appreciate it. It's all love. You know, I love the Knicks. I want to see the Knicks win. I love RJ Barrett. He's one of us. I just want to win. I'm tired of being a laughing stock of the league. I just want to win. That's all I got to say.
All right. Legion?
All I gotta say, man, look, ugly win. A lot of guys have to improve, including RJ. He has to take that step. But all I'm gonna say, man, I know people don't. I'm not saying we tank anything, but
AT&T is helping connect.
That boy Kuminga is a problem, man. I'm not saying we tank. I'm just saying, just please, just watch this dude. And look, I'm not focus tomorrow. Yay, playoff. I'm just saying that's cute. First round playoffs, yeah, we lose. I'm just saying, look, Kuminga might be that dude, man. That's all I gotta say, man. Suggs is my guy. That's my son. Evan Mobley is my next son. But Kuminga might be better than Cade. Kuminga, and this is a Hinton. He might be a poor man's. Hinton Murphy said this. I don't want to take it, but he said it best. He said the dude might be a mix of Kawhi and Tatum. That's crazy. But the boy is a problem. That's all I'm gonna say. Just watch the highlights, and then
I get it. I get it. We do it every year with a bunch of players. We do it every year. So guys gonna come in. They're gonna play well. Some's gonna play well and be good. Some's not. We'll
just remember, this is the same show. I said Ja Morant over Zion. I got crucified, and now I'm a hero now. So I'm just saying, I see the future. I'm trying to help you guys out.
Okay.
Everybody.
He is balling. Zion is balling.
Zion is balling.
Zion is definitely hooping right now. Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah. Just kind of say one point. So, it's funny. We talk about, the posting for RJ, getting guys like Westbrook. I think people forget that Thibodeau is not an ISO type of guy. He doesn't like to run those offenses. He wants to spread the ball around. And that's why RJ makes sense for this team, because he's not an ISO type of dude. He plays within the system. And so does Randall, and so does Peyton. All these guys that we have on the team right now, they all play within his system. They don't try to take over games. They don't try to do things one-on-one. They play within each other. And I think that's probably the one thing that we forget sometimes, is that's just not a Thibodeau type of offense. He doesn't want ISO. He wants more of moving the ball and everybody getting touches, and if you're open, shoot the damn ball. That's really what his philosophy is on offense. So anyways, I just wanted to say that because I was trying to get that in earlier, but y'all are all going off. So I had to get my last word.
All right. Go ahead, Prince. I'm sitting here like, all right, where are we going with this? Yeah. Where's it coming from? Go ahead, Prince.
Hey, man, it's all fair in war, man. You know what I'm saying? This NBK family, my mom always used to tell us iron sharpens iron, baby. So, when you in this dungeon, it gets like that. But, when we leave up out of here, when we leave the mothership and, the pod father, we go out there, and wear our Knicks armor and, we able to stand up. But, salute the chat, salute the panel, man. Great show. Look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. Before I get up out of here, hey, man, shoot them likes up before I get out of here.
Hey, no doubt.
That's the best thing. Smoking on YouTube, man. We should be on pay-per-view, man.
We like the debate.
Yeah. Top TV.
And let me get to the phone call before we get out of here. All right.
Let's do it.
Calling you live, man. What's popping?
I'll say Anthony.
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right, man.
All right.
It's always pleasant to get a win. It's always pleasant to talk to my Knicks family, even though there's a few of you in the panelists. Well, I shouldn't say a few. There's one particular gentleman over there that he's not gonna get my banjo up. You know what I mean? It's all positive. We didn't expect for this team to have this type of record, but we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we just moving one step at a time, and I look for tomorrow's game to be rough, tough, but we can get that win tomorrow. And after we get that win, we're not going to apologize for that win. We're going to look for another win. And after we look for another win, guess what we're going to do to that certain panelist I'm looking at there? We're going to try and get better as a team. Yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna sit around. I don't know if you know, but he's having a draft party in 2030 and 2035. He's already got the invitation sent out. Yeah. You know, those 2-year-olds who gonna be 17 and 18, he gonna be ready. He gonna be ready for them.
He's looking at them little 2-year-olds like, yep, he got long fingers, he got long toes.
He gonna be 6'5".
Right.
You know, he got the.
Anthony, I don't want to hear you next year if we get one of these beasts. I don't want to hear you next year if we get one of these beasts and they pan out.
Hey, Anthony, he's looking at the parents like, yeah, dad is 6'8", mom is 6'5". He's gonna be 6'10".
But you know scouts do that, right?
I know scouts do that. You know scouts do that.
Championship in 2045. Yeah. I'll be 80 years old. He'll be about 70. You know, half his marbles. But we're gonna win it. We're gonna win it in 40 years. Yeah. 40 years. My mission in this Knicks life is to sweep out all of you long prognosticators out of our limits. You see what I'm saying? We are going to win beside you guys. As always, Knicks family, y'all know what it is.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
We about to get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Please remember, go to the top of the YouTube chat and click on that link and get the NBK app on Wix. All right, if you get that app on Wix, and you'll be entered to win an Obi Toppin rookie card. There's 2 of them available. As soon as we get the 500 followers on that app, we're going to give away 2 Obi Toppin rookie cards. And as soon as I get to 15,000 subscribers, I'm at 14.1 now, then I'll do the other 2. Because I have 4 Obi Toppin rookie cards to give away. As soon as I get to 15,000, then I'm going to give away those other 2. So subscribe to the channel, share it out so other people can subscribe. Go get the Wix app, the NBK app on Wix. All right, and put yourself in that contest to get that Obi Toppin rookie card. And big shout out to Corey. Thank you for the super chat. He said, I'm a Blazer fan here for Portland. He said, did y'all catch Melo's performance last night in the fourth quarter versus the 76ers? I did not catch it, but I did catch the replay. I didn't catch it live, but I caught the replay. You know what I mean? And, I'm just telling RJ Barrett to go, work with Carmelo Anthony over the offseason. That's where you get that development from. Work with Melo. He'd be good. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen.
Working with him in practice every day, he'd be a Knick.
Everybody don't want Melo to be a Knick, man.
I do. Send him on, bro.
Anyway, go ahead and get that Wix app, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of here. Make sure that you go check out Blue Orange Tears. They should be on right now. And I'm going to put that link in the chat so you can go check out Blue Orange Tears. Are they live yet? They're not live yet. Anyway, then I'll go ahead and I'll put the link to his channel in the chat. You can subscribe to the channel, and as soon as they go live, you can go ahead and check out Blue Orange Tears, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of here. Appreciate all you guys. Make sure you go follow Legion of the Knicks podcast. Guillermo, you should be able to put your link right there in the chat so they can get it. If you're not subscribed to it, subscribe to Legion of the Knicks podcast. Make sure you get to Knicks Real Talk. Subscribe to Knicks Real Talk. And Josh and Prince don't have one yet, but Prince is always doing the Westchester Knicks on the show, so make sure you check it out. He'll probably give us a report tomorrow. We're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Be peaceful. And, as usual, man, just spread love, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.